Welcome to F12 MJD News Updates. Greetings and peace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you, dear people of God. The Palm Sunday is over. The Christmas, the Mass for the priests, ended with a message of the Pope: never get tired of doing good. Enter the three holiest liturgies with a listening heart. Be still, be silent, hear God cry. His love lives. May you hear Him call you by name, like Mary Magdalene, who heard and recognized the risen Lord. Time to be a church on trial. That day, inside Jerusalem, the people were on trial, not Jesus. Many trials take place where we are. The events, the situations, and the times try us. When we see or are present to these situations of cruelty, persecutions, people on trial, abused and degraded, on death sentence, do we stand apart as judges, accusers, enforcers, the compliant, or what can I do, helpless bystanders? Or one who is ready to make a stand, to side with truth, justice, and mercy? Today, evil triumphs because good people are silent. Many idolize the Bosco and his crimes, or are too racist or too fanatical to see common sense. There are pathetic young people who have decided not to vote. They say, what is the point? Our response and reactions, our thoughts and comments reveal us. We claim to know, to have seen, and to be Christ's followers. Learn from Jesus, be faithful, to be resolute, to take ownership of God's will for us. Everything that happens in our lives is a trial. They bring out the best or the worst in us. The church must be tried. A thought for the week. A boy was asked by his grade school teacher if he wanted to play a part in the Christmas nativity play. Of course I do, he said. Good, the teacher told him. You get to be Joseph. The boy was proud. What are my lines, he asked. You don't have any, the teacher answered. But what do I do? You just stand there, the teacher said, and make sure Mary doesn't look bad. The boy did just that, standing frozen throughout the entire play. After it was over, adults patted him on the head and told him, "You were such a marvelous Joseph," and he was proud. Something happened. The boy grew up and wondered, if I was such a marvelous Joseph, why did I never once talk to Mary? If I was such a marvelous Joseph, why did I never once pick up the baby Jesus and sing him a song? If I was such a marvelous Joseph, why did I never once offer coffee to the shepherds? He was a marvelous Joseph only because he did what everyone said he should do. He was marvelous because he was frozen, a frozen Joseph. And your insides grind to a halt, wound tight and immobile. Are you frozen? Or are you open, soft and flexible, always ready to respond freely, spontaneously and creatively? Announcements for this week. 1. CARITAS Malaysia has initiated humanitarian relief for Ukraine to supply medical aid and equipment via the Ukrainian embassy for the wounded and the hospitalized. Your help is welcome, and your act of kindness will go a long way. Click on the link for more info. 2. The CARITAS MJD or the Malacca Johor Office of Human Development begins a one-stop center at the Church of Immaculate Conception, Johor Bahru. It's the first diocesan office outside of Majodi Center. It will operate as a drop-in, a coordinating, a communications, a refuge, and an operations center. Staffs and volunteers will manage the daily workings. The primary aim of CARITAS Malaysia is to kickstart the social mission agenda of the Malaysian Catholic Church. Working with the poor, the migrants, refugees, victims of trafficking and creation justice is a baptismal call and mission. Faith is reflected in action. Just do it, dear people, dear Catholics. 3. The Lenten Campaign 2022 has come to an end with Palm Sunday. Send in your Lent sacrifices, cash for the poor, the Lenten envelopes as soon as possible. Help the poor, help the earth. 4. The Catholic Men's Group are organizing a webinar entitled The Post-Pandemic Man with Deacon Dr. Sherman Quek on the 24th of April from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Contact Deacon Dr. Leslie Petrus. 5. The Federation of Christian Mission Schools Malaysia is organizing a forum entitled Crisis in Leadership Succession in Mission Schools on Saturday the 30th of April 2022 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. via Zoom. Follow the link to register. 6. Pre-Synod Feedback Study Days for Malacca, Johor Diocese. Coming next is the Malacca Vicariate Pre-Synod Assembly and is scheduled for the 27th of April at 8 p.m. and the Diocesan Pre-Synod Study Day is set for the 3rd of May 2022 at CIC. 7. No F12 MJD news for the next 2 Fridays. All of us are away for the Easter break. Wishing you a holy and blessed Easter. This week's Q&Q. The Q asked, what is the significance of the stone was rolled away? The Gospel writers do not retell the resurrection story to prove it true, but rather to invite listeners to believe. I think the stone is rolled away precisely to introduce the element of holy doubt. After all, it is faith and not certainty that saves us. Now we face plausible explanations for the empty tomb. The disciples took the body, grave robbers stole it, or the owner of the tomb removed it. The fourth explanation alone requires faith. The Lord is truly risen. God bless you all. Religion speaks of sin and guilt, but spirituality says, learn from error. We are the living bricks of God's temple. Let us together, you and I, build His church.